happy. But when was it that you felt like, I'm just in this for the kids? Like, when did that bell go off for you?
I would say probably when I met you.
Okay.
2018. Maybe even before that, because, my kids will say, Mom, there were so many red flags. He didn't like your family. He was, so I don't know. There was just so many things, but probably I remember just being I remember one year, I think it was 2019, we went on vacation, me and my kids. It was my first time because he's gone. He's done things with the kids because, I funded it. Like, hey, take the kids to Disney World, take them to wherever. So I went on vacation for the first time with just me and my kids. And they were like, look at how great it is. And look at how, how peaceful, right? It's first time. I was just like, y'all be. So I remember my daughter saying this. She was like, it was 2019. So she was like, I'm in the bathroom and she's like, you got 4 years to be with dad, and you got 2 years to be with dad, and you got 6 years to be with dad. And I'm in the bathroom thinking, and I got 6 years to be with dad too, right? I'm counting down the days too, because with that youngest one. So yeah, probably around then I was just, you just kind of going through, I looked at marriage as covenant, contract. It's something between you and God. Like I made this decision when I was 6 to marry this man. And so I just got to thug this shit out until I die. Right? So there was that, right? Like, this is what you did. You didn't know you didn't know what you were doing when you did it, but now you got to live the rest of your life with it. And that's kind of how I felt about that. But, he gave me an out when he cheated again.
He cheated twice. And
that I know.
That you're clear on.
Maybe 3 times that I know. Yeah.
And you just kind of
we had kids. So I used to think, I was of the mind that nobody's going to love my kids the way their dad is. And, he's taking care of the kids and, so it was certain things that, did that chipped away, like that kind of made me numb. I remember one time this guy had got into it with this guy online and I was telling him about it. I was traveling from something with Lisa, and then I was going to another speaking engagement. And I was telling him, this guy said some crazy stuff to me. And he said, I ain't about to fight that big man, that big dude or something like that. And I didn't ask him to fight him. I'm just telling him that this guy was very disrespectful towards me. But that right there did something to me. When he said, it's like, dang, I ain't got no financial security. I ain't got no protection. Like, these are the things that you need from a man. You need love. Women want love. We want financial security. And we want to feel protected. And I didn't feel like that. I was like, dang, I ain't got no protection. Like, I'm out here in these streets by myself.
Yeah.
So I was just like, sheesh. So, that right there, it turned me totally off. I think that was like 2018, 2018 when that happened. Maybe 2017. But that was just like, ugh. So, it's just little things, over the years, things chip away and you just kind of, you going through the motions now, I got these kids. I love these kids. And so then I would say he just became like a player in my life. Okay. Like he was just like a character in a movie. He did what we needed to happen. And that was kind of that, So, yeah. He just had some self-esteem issues. And I think he just had some worthiness issues. And those are things that I felt, empathetically. I wanted, even when he moved out, I felt responsible for him. And I remember we had a session with our pastor, and the pastor heard us both, and he said a woman shouldn't be taking care of a man. She shouldn't have to take care of her household and your household, because he didn't want to work. He said, but also, Constance, you did this. He was like, you created this monster. He said it in front of both of us. You spoiled him. You created this where he feels entitled. And so I was like, I take responsibility. I didn't require much of him. The only thing I required was take care of the kids. And one thing my middle son said to me, he said, Mom, you made Dad's fatherhood. And I was like, what does that mean? And my other son said, because when he didn't have to be a father, he's not. He was only a father because you made him be a father to us. And my daughter said, about 2 months ago, I would have rather never had a father in my life.
Wow, that's tough.
Than to have had a father and not have any relationship with him now. And I was like, you know, because she calls him, she reaches out, but it's always very contentious. And so those things, like there's a guy on TikTok. He's called Your Favorite Dad.
Really?
And he just encourages kids, like, I love you, son. And 2 of my boys told me separately that made them cry, because that's the only thing that they long for from their father. So I feel bad because I'm like, I did this. This is my fault. This is who I chose. You know, this is what I did. You know, and all this time I'm trying to create this great life for these kids. And that's not. Last week I was at a business meeting. I had my daughter with me, right? And so we were doing a icebreaker, and icebreaker was what was a time that you felt like happy. And I was like, oh, I recall a time when, you know, I was married and we were driving over the Bay Bridge and we were listening to jazz and the kids were in the back and they were watching TV and they had the headphones on, and it was just, for me, it was like, and my daughter was like, that wasn't my experience. I was like,
and they're blatantly honest, right?
That wasn't fun. That wasn't. I was like, damn. So, you know, I feel that was a moment for me. But I feel bad now that I look back, because I was so ambitious and I tried so hard to create this life for these children and this family. And, you know, to hear now, because I'm hearing now, like some of the ways that they felt and some of the things that they had been through. And it makes me sad. It does.
But you know now, so.
Now I know, yeah. They damn near grown now. So I'm like, when y'all leaving, y'all got to go. No, what I do tell them, though, is, you know, whatever we did wrong, because I can't say that I'm perfect, right? Whatever we did wrong, just make sure you do better. That's the only thing I tell them.